You know, I I imagine sometimes that I have kids, I have a family. I just imagine it, and I just imagine a situation where my kids come to me, uh, they get all rebellious, let's say, or they get all angry, they want to talk about something. And, they're like, Dad, look, we need to talk to you about something. We do not like what is going on in the house, with the family, with mom, with anything. And then I try to imagine me telling them, hey, you do not do that in my house. You go to your room, or, don't even do that, or don't even think about doing that anymore. And I end up dismissing whatever those kids, had to say in the first place. Like, you know, basically their claim, whatever the problem they had, whatever reason they wanted to talk to me about, uh, I just disregard it. I tell them, go to your rooms and do not talk to me about this anymore. Now, what I just did was try to impose restraint on my kids. And, I give them a curfew or, timeout, whatever, call it. The problem is not solved. These kids still have those issues, and they still want to talk about it. But because I did not give them the time, they're gonna keep brewing it inside. They're gonna become stubborn, probably because they're not gonna respect you because you didn't give them the time to talk about it, or whatever. Or there's gonna be a lot of adverse uh, reactions or effects. That can come out because of this. So what am I trying to say is that uh, people need to be communicated with. Okay, talking about the Black Lives Matter situation, this is my advice to nations, to leaders, especially to the American government. It's just a little intake. It may not be the best. I'm not a behavioral scientist or whatever, but you know, you restrain animals. You impose force on animals in order to force them to particular behavior. Now, the question is, why do you do that? And the answer is simple. You restrain animals because they're animals, they're not human beings, right? You do not think that they have the articulation, or you don't, you do, we do not give them we just want them to be what we want them to be. That's it. You domesticate animals through restraint. Simple as that. A lion, an elephant, a tiger, a dog, whatever. You domesticate them, you train them through restraint. And you see, it's just the art of restraining people, withholding people, taking away the voice of people. Also means you don't think them as humans. You don't think them as equals, you think them as animals. I hope you understand where I'm going with this. So, now what happens? Two things can usually happen when you restrain people. You domesticate them, right? You actually get what you want out of it, but then it's through force, and it's not always the best way. But you achieve that domestication. You get what you want. Now, a second thing that can happen is you make it worse. People can come to a decision. Enough is enough. I'm not going to take this anymore. Just like kids, my family, in my imaginary family. I don't want to take this anymore. Mom doesn't care about me. Dad doesn't care about me. You know what? I'll run away. You know what? I do whatever I want. Nobody cares about me. I should only give a shit about myself. Communication is really needed in today's leadership. And one of the core reasons why is that history should have taught us a lot. Force, draconism, war has brought us nothing but pain. But we don't learn from all this. We don't learn that violence has taken us nowhere. the cost of achieving whatever we want to achieve through violence, the price is always higher than the result. Talk to people. Humans can understand language, they can articulate. That is what makes us humans. That is what differentiates us from animals. Force, force is not always the answer. It's not always the solution. Exhibition of power, you know, it should be something that we should have learned from by now. So I think a solution to not just the Black Lives Matter, not just protest anywhere, because there was even a similar situation in Nigeria. I remember that. The solution to all these wars going on, Yemen, Syria, Israel, Cameroon, talk about it in almost every continent you can think of. It's talking, it's communication. Yes, we communicate, you know, because the UN is there and all these organizations are there to make sure that these countries come together, that, you know, we have a common objective. But, you know, until we communicate at a certain point, if you're still communicating and you're still imposing your ideology on the other person, there is no compromise, then of course there is no communication. There must be a compromise for both parties. So I was asked, what do you think is going to be the solution to all of this? Is it going to be an end to it? I think there can be an end to it, but only until humans start thinking and behaving as one. Think about it. Look at a river. Imagine a river flowing down the slopes, you know, whatever. Flowing down the mountain, flowing into the sea, through the many distributaries and all that. The river is flowing in a particular direction. And of course, that's what makes it a river. For peace to be, to flow, to exist, we must all flow in one direction, just like a river. Because we're social animals, and, you know, we're social beings, let's put it that way, and we have to act or behave like social beings. Talk to your people. Bring them to a round table. You're the leader. It's your job to do that. Talk to your friends. Understand what is the problem. Talk to the people in your life, you know, your relationship. Talk to your wife, talk to your kids. Talk. Because we're all humans and we understand each other at that level. I really hope that as a race, we come to the point where we see everybody as equal. We see everybody as everybody matters. And every voice should be heard. And every case should be solved. I hope this little input helps. Thank you and see you guys next time.